Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 25 of the Kpop Weekly podcast with Emily Mallon. I'm your host, and I'm so happy to be back. A 2-week break feels like 2 years when you're used to going at the pace I am. It was much needed, much appreciated to my loyal listeners and viewers for allowing me time to step back for a few weeks. Never fear. Like I promised, I'm back, and episode 25 is huge. We have huge releases that have happened in the past few weeks, and I decided to review NCT Dream, T by T, and Lucas. Lucas's solo debut is here. I've got a lot of thoughts. I'm going to get to that in the meat of the show. But first, welcome to my loyal listeners and viewers. I've missed you. I'm so happy you're back. Thank you for joining me for episode 25. If this is your first time listening or watching the Kpop Weekly podcast, welcome. I'm usually here every week. New episodes drop on Friday mornings at 8 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm based in the lovely Los Angeles area. I'm a Cali girl now, even though I started with New York City K-pop queens in New York. Feel free to follow social media, and everything is listed under the description of this episode. So if you like what you hear, let me know. If you want to join discussions and vote in polls, the Patreon is live. We have a great community forming on Patreon. So please feel free to join. There's special things for paying members, but there's always a discussion for everyone. So head on over to Patreon. Some of you may have noticed the big news. I got a haircut. It's not that dramatic at all. I'm actually sure probably nobody noticed because it's still blonde. It's still long. I chopped like 4 or 5 inches off, you guys. It was a big cut, but it's still pretty long. And that's what's been going on with me the past 2 weeks. Other stuff too, obviously. Life has been lifing, and I'm so happy to get back doing what I love. Let's talk about this music. Let's talk about K-pop. Before I get into the reviews, I want to share some poll results. Each week I ask poll questions to pick your brains and let me know how you feel about music releases and everything else pertaining to K-pop. If you want to vote, head on over to the Patreon. That's for Patreon subscribers only. Thank you to everyone who voted in these. Let's get to it. I asked, are K-pop festivals over? You know, the cancellation of WeBridge, the postponement, and I say that in quotations with a sarcastic eye roll, of Crazy K-pop concert. It seems like the demand isn't there, and there's a lot happening with K-pop tours. What do you guys think? Are K-pop festivals over? Yes, I hope not, or no way. 100% of the votes were I hope not. I'm with you. I hear you. I had really good time at WeBridge. I love KCON. Best time at KCON last year. I will be going again this year. I don't know, guys. Optimistic, but I think it could be dwindling. I think this beginning of the end of the festivals may be here. We'll have to see. I talk a lot on the show about influences of music genres in K-pop. You know, the influence spans classical, country, rap, hip hop, emo, punk. There's a lot that goes in to music and to different K-pop releases. So I wanted to know if you like that punk emo sound in K-pop. I've found in doing this for 4 years that it's really popular among fans. I personally really vibe with like R&B and hip hop more, but I know that punk and emo is really popular. So I had to ask you, do you vibe with it? Yes, it's okay, or it's not for me. 0% said not for me. 33% of my listeners said it's okay. And 67% of you said yes, you like the pop punk emo sound in K-pop. Okay, your voices have been heard. I hear you. I see you. I think that goes with what I was guessing and what I've been thinking about K-pop fans. There's a lot of emo to K-pop transition in K-pop fandoms. Kids that loved emo seem to like K-pop. Makes sense. Makes sense. The groups that are doing it, therefore, are smart because that's a sound that vibes with the K-pop audience. I reviewed Zykers a couple weeks ago, and I wanted to know if you stan them. 100% of you said you like them, but you don't stan. So 0 for yes, 0 for no. I'm probably with you. I haven't totally stanned them since debut, but I think they're good and they're very good at what they do. Next poll question. V and J Hope, new music came out from the BTS boys. And I wanted to know whose release my listeners were more excited about. Not surprising. This was split completely down the middle with V and J Hope. I'm not surprised, you guys. I'm not surprised at all. V was always on my bias line. For a while, he was my bias. Then I went back to Jungkook and he was Wrecker. So he's one of my favorites. J Hope, I think musically, I vibe with the most out of every release from the BTS guys. I thought his solo debut album was phenomenal. I don't think I'll ever stop talking about it. So I was probably split down the middle too. I'm going to give you my thoughts on these BTS solo releases next week on next episode. So you're going to have to wait one more week to hear my thoughts on V and J-Hope. Are you guys watching the J-Hope Amazon series? Have you checked it out yet? I have been so busy and there's so much going on that I haven't had time. But maybe I'll dive into that this weekend. That would be fun. My last poll question for this week. It's about the ladies of Blackpink. They're all starting their own agencies. There's a lot happening. And I wanted to know who you think will be the most successful away from group activities. 100% of the Kpop Weekly podcast listeners voted for Lisa. 100% voted for Lisa. I don't know. I think it's going to be Jennie. I think Jennie Kim. I understand Lisa, and she's also very, very, very connected. So as I'm saying this, yeah, you guys are probably right. It's probably going to be Lisa. I think Jennie has positioned herself very, very well, but the love life of Lisa is but Lisa's love life could help her tremendously down the road. She happened to pick the son of one of the richest and most powerful men in the entire world. And we know how much that can help in the entertainment industry. So it's a toss up. And no shade to Lisa. She's gorgeous and talented. So without the connections, without him, she is set. But that could be what pushes her over the edge to be the most successful Blackpink woman. We will have to see. We'll have to wait and find out. Thank you all so much for voting. Again, if you want to vote, head over to the Patreon. I need to get into the show. I need to talk about music. 2 weeks is too long. It's time to review some K-pop releases. Up first tonight, it's the men of NCT Dream. NCT Dream is a 7-member boy group. They formed in 2016 on SM Entertainment. They were dubbed the Teenage NCT subunit. We have watched them grow from boys to men. This new release is called Dream Escape. They gave us 6 songs. It's an EP. And the single is Smoothie. All right. I want to say right off the bat, I kind of hate the name of this. I think it's really cheesy and to me, the title Smoothie doesn't fit the vibe of the song. I understand why they picked it lyrically, but I don't love the title. That said, I want to talk about the actual song. That vocal fry from Jamin over the beat. I am always here for that little element. And with his voice, with that deepness, ooh, let's go. You got me. And then you have Mark Lee kicking things off. Anytime Mark kicks off a song, it's fire. Every single time he's the opening line, you know the song is going to be fire. I love it. And I loved the lyric, "No more good boy." Okay, Mark. Okay. Interesting. Dream has grown up. This is definitely to me the transition from bright, immature, cute, fun Dream to sexy, dark, grown men. They feel like men in this song and this whole album release. I can't wait to talk about the other songs. But lyrically, when Mark said "No More Good Boy," I was like, all right, I get what this song is about. Speaking of lyrics, y'all, these lyrics are suggestive. My goodness. Like, I get it. I get that you've grown up. This is the notice for fans. I'm here for it, and I'm totally here for it. I think it's important to let artists evolve, especially when they're young, when they debut when they're 16. Let them be a grown man in their 20s. These lyrics, though, ooh, wow. Highly, highly suggestive. Feel sticky on me. Swallow it. Like, I feel like I have to censor my podcast just saying a few of the words in the lyrics. Okay. Okay. Okay, Dream. I know what smoothie we're talking about here. I understand the whole concept reading those lyrics. Whew. Okay. This wasn't just like, oh, we're growing up and, mature adult responsibilities. No, 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 no. This is really letting us know what they're up to and who they are. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I'm here for it, but my jaw was a little dropped when I was reading the lyrics. Dream has gone full slut. I'm not mad at them for it. And it reminds me of my old co-host Charity, because Charity loved a suggestive lyric, and I feel like she would have been losing her mind over these lyrics. Yeah, Dream went there. Sorry, I stuck on the dirty lyrics for a while. Let's move on from lyric talk. I really, really, really like the sound of the pre-chorus and bridge. Haechan, Ranjun, they kill it. They sound so, so good on those parts. Jeno comes in very aggressive on his verse. That grunt at the end, sir. I'm trying to keep this a high class show. I'm trying to not get a bad, explicit rating, but okay. This song hits. This song really hits. It's kind of a formulaic SM boy band song. And I happen to be the audience for that and vibe with that. So I actually think it's a good song. Again, the title, Smoothie, and those lyrics feel a little cheesy, but the rest of the song is so good. I'm not mad at it. I think it's fine in the end. I would have liked maybe something different in the chorus, but it's not the end of the world. The song is ushering in a new era. They're men, not boys. And they're kind of letting us know, like, they're the new hot guys in the NCT universe, with 127 enlisting, doing solo projects. They've stepped in right away. So I can't be mad at it. It really reminded me, and definitely the music video, which I'm about to talk about, but it really reminded me of 127's Kick It, because I feel like with that release, the timing of that release was serving notice to the K-pop world. Now Dream's doing the same thing. These aren't the same little boys. This is a different vibe, an entirely different chapter in Dream's career. I'm here for it. Just change the title. Otherwise, I love it. Let's talk about the music video. Just like the song, they're doing something different here, and I really, really like it. There's a different feel and a different vibe with this specific music video. It starts with these vines and thorns and like snakes crawling. It's creepy, it's dark, and it's dangerous. Different from what I was expecting, but I have to be very honest, to me, this release is leaps and bounds more interesting than recent Dream videos and Dream releases. I was getting a little bit tired of kind of the same thing from them. And that's just my opinion. That's just me. I think this is so exciting. I loved the visuals here. That grainy quality in the video, it's like a horror movie. It's so cool. And those individual shots. I love the moment where Chenla is touching a horse. Haechan in the red room, just stunning visuals. Mark's scenes made me think of two things: arms, someone's working out, and the Kick It video. A lot of like the martial arts. It reminded me of Kick It. It's all very cool, very interesting, a bit haunting, and really, really cinematic. Really cinematic, different from other K pop videos. And it has a very specific feel that I think translates to the audience. This is so, so, so well done. If you don't like the song, watch the music video. Very, very cool. They also left some room for some little bright spots of humor, like the floating fruit. You have Jeno punching the punching bag, which is a strawberry. But I like that they didn't overdo that element. I like that they didn't feel the need to be too cutesy or anything like that. In this context, those spare moments of that worked very well. The dancing is so cool. I love this choreo. I love it. It's so rhythmic and cool. Dream are amazing dancers. NCT are amazing dancers. They didn't let us down with this. And I want to say, styling wise, I think this is a game changer for Dream, and I'm so happy to see it. I love the individual looks. Mark with that kind of longer, like dark green hair, very handsome. Very handsome. Really good look on Mark. Can we talk about Jeno's haircut? Oh my God. Ugh, the man is here. He's 23 years old. He looks like he is secure in himself and confident. There's just this aura around him that feels so powerful. And that haircut, yes. Thank you to the stylist. Obsessed. Obsessed. I also have to mention Jamin because he rocks blonde so, so well. I love a platinum blonde Jamin. It reminds me of Make a Wish. Here for it. He looks fantastic. They all look fantastic. Haechan's metamorphosis into Bacon 2.0 is going well, looking good. Outfits are very cool and restrained. No more neon and pastels. Everything here is lots of black and white. Then we have some other colors like red and blue mixed in very subtly, but it's a lot more mature. And I think it works very, very well. This is a stylized music video. This is like high art for a K-pop music video. And that's funny coming from a song titled Smoothie. But I really, really like this. I think this is so well done. And you can see as they're really investing in Dream. And they did a great job with this. My only little thing is I think Smoothie is a little cheesy. I think like this dance move is a little too on the nose, like mixing a smoothie during the choreography. Otherwise, it all works very, very well for me. I want to talk about the rest of the album. I have so much to say about this Dream release. When I watched the music video, listened to the album, I couldn't wait to talk to you guys about it. So here are my album picks. But I want to be very clear. These are just the songs I'm going to talk about. I liked every song on this album. I Can't Feel Anything, Carrot Cake, Unknown, and Breathing. Okay, I Can't Feel Anything is like the album opener, and I think it's transformative. It's just this, oh my goodness, really nice vocal harmonies and effects. The beat drop, intense, dark. The song is perfect for like a new phase of their career. And I continue to be impressed with the vocal ability in Dream. I shouldn't be. They're an SM group. This is what SM groups do. But they have a quality here that I kept being like, oh my God, who is that? Oh, the harmonies. And like Chenla, Runjun, Haitian, they are stars. They are stars all the time. But I want to specifically point out Jisung on I Can't Feel Anything. Jisung's lower tone in this track is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I was so happy to hear that. And I just think this song really, really kind of serves notice of the change for Dream in this project and what the project's going to sound like. And I loved it. I loved it. I listened to this so much this week. Carrot Cake is just a vibe. This is the vibe for spring going into summer. Great beat and bass. It's highly addictive and smooth production, per usual. I vibe with this one. Let's talk about Unknown. Oh, the song is an exhale. It really, really is. It feels so healing and full. I love the restraint shown on this whole album. And during tracks like this, it really comes through. Everything doesn't have to be loud and bombastic and ego driven and in your face. This song is really vulnerable while also giving strength to people wandering into the unknown. I love that. I love that. Dream really is showing us that they're not so one dimensional with this release. This feels human. And I think it's an important reminder to fans that idols are human and have different aspects to themselves, just like us. And they're scared to start something new, and there's fear there. Relatable. We all get that. Really beautiful instrumental qualities to this song as well. I came back to this, I'm going to be very honest. Since this release has come out, I've listened to Unknown the most. Maybe it resonates with me personally right now, or maybe because it's just that good. But I love this song. Jeno and Mark have writing credits on this one. I want to give a shout out to them. And in an interview with Billboard, Renjun said, "It's always hard to take that first step. Actually, it's very difficult to be brave, and it requires a lot of courage. And with this album, we wanted to help others at their own starting line to be brave by themselves." I love it. I love it. I got that through the song. The message was conveyed very well because that's how I felt listening to it. And it really resonated with me. This is a wonderful track. My last album pick, it's Breathing. This song right after Unknown, oh, it kills me in the best way. Where for me, Unknown is like an exhale, Breathing is like a big hug. It's a big hug. And again, shout out to Renjun. His opening line, beautiful. He really gets that like emotional performance and connection. He knows how to do that so well. And with this Dream release, I found myself really taken by his performance specifically. I thought he killed it on this whole album. With Breathing, you get really relatable lyrics and a heartwarming message. Jamin, Jeno, Jisung, Mark have writing credits on this one. Congratulations to the group for getting writing credits on these songs. This is just so well done. And I'm going to be very real and open and honest. I've always liked NCT 127 more than NCT Dream, probably because I'm older. I can vibe with the 127 guys a little more. But just musically, that's always been my taste, and I've gone to them. I was so pleasantly surprised by this Dream release. I think this transition musically resonates with someone like me and probably other fans, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Obviously, with 127 starting their enlistments, we needed Dream to step in. And I knew that SM was promoting Dream very heavily. They're doing huge tour this year. But musically, I felt kind of like, I like these guys, but I don't always vibe with the music as much. This album was like a no skip for me. I love this release. I absolutely love it. And those are the songs that I wanted to talk about today. But like, there's no bad song on this. They gave us 6 really strong, solid songs. Again, my only gripe, my only gripe with this is the name Smoothie. It like feels juvenile. It feels like we're staying in that juvenile phase. Otherwise, I love this album. I love this album. I think this was a really smart, well-timed release from Dream. And I have to say, like, some fans hated Smoothie. I saw some discourse when I came back from my social media break. I really unplugged the past couple weeks, guys. I wasn't active on social media. I wasn't doing the podcast. Sometimes in life you have to do that. So anyways, I saw when I came back, I was scrolling and reading, and some fans were not happy with Smoothie. They didn't like the new sound. I understand that, and I think everyone's entitled to their opinion, but the specific comments I got where like they liked Dream because Dream did bright songs like Candy and all, their previous releases. The group is growing and evolving just like humans do, right? I think expecting people not to is a little ridiculous because if I was a guy that was 23, 24, 25, I don't want to sing about Candy. Like, and they talked about in their interview with Billboard, which I thought was really well done. Shout out to Jeff Benjamin. They shared kind of, there's still Dream and there's still this bright group, but even Dream have nightmares. And they wanted to kind of convey they struggle and have insecurities and issues just like every other human being. As fans, you may not vibe with everything, but maybe it'd be nice to let your idols grow up, just like all of us. And that message that aging is bad, anti-aging, old, over the hill, all of the stuff around aging in society is already so negative. I don't think it's bad that a group of guys in their 20s want to do something with a little more substance and grit and relatability to the human experience. Just my take. Let's celebrate getting older and everything that comes along with it. Because the thing is, if you're a fan that only likes this group because they do bright, young sounding stuff and their imagery is really bright and young and neon, you can find a million groups that fit that right now. All of these groups are debuting 13-year-olds, 15-year-olds. There'll be a million boy groups that you can vibe with. So if that's your thing, no worries. There's other K-pop groups. If you're a fan of Dream, maybe grow with them or celebrate their growth. Just want to put my 2 cents in. I find it odd to object to human beings evolving and growing. That kind of tells me that those people aren't, or it's more of a fetish-sized thing, which that's a whole other conversation I'm never going to get into. But musically, I think it's exciting when groups grow and don't just stay in the same box for years and years and years. Anyways, my ramblings are back. Let's move on. It's time for my rankings from NCT Dream, Dream Escape EP. These are ranked from least favorite to favorite, but like I mentioned in my review, I loved this project. I think this is a no skip project. This is just how I'm feeling today. Number 6, Box. Number 5, Carrot Cake. Number 4, I Can't Feel Anything. Number 3, the title track, the single, Smoothie. Number 2, Breathing. And my number 1, which won't change, this is my favorite song on the album. I came back to it so many times while listening. Unknown. Love it. I absolutely love it. Really, really proud of Dream. This is a great project. And I also want to shout out the imagery from the project. Their concept photos, everything here was so stylized and done so well. And it really worked. I loved the concept photos. They gave us a whole new vibe. And I, for one, am here for it. Before I move on from the Dream guys, it's time to talk biases. I don't know if it's obvious or not. Actually, it probably isn't. I didn't talk about my bias that much this release, but he's been my bias since Dream, since I started reviewing Dream. I love me some Jamin. Jamin is still my bias. That platinum blonde hair is working. Love it. But Jeno is like nipping at his heels, and he has been for a while. Really love his look and his energy this comeback. When Jeno's center, it's a different feel with Dream. So I don't know. We'll see what happens next comeback. But those are my biases and bias record for this one. Love this release. If you're like me and maybe you didn't vibe with some of Dream's other music because it's a little bit too juvenile, try this one out. You may be pleasantly surprised. It's time to move on. T by T. Big comeback from T by T, 5-member boy group. They debuted on Big Hit in 2019. This album is called Minisode 3 Tomorrow. They gave us 7 songs, but full disclosure, one of those is just kind of a beeping, like Morse code. and the other one's a remix. So 5 new songs. The single is called Deja Vu. This is not what I was expecting, but what I wanted and what I needed from T by T. It's like this soaring mid-tempo pop song, beautiful, no dramatic switch ups, no chasing trends. This is just a good pop song with emotional vocal performances from all 5 members. I thought Subin stood out on the start of the second chorus, sounded beautiful. I liked the instrumental bridge. You know, sometimes less is more. And I think in the world of K-pop, less is more. Unless it's a killer track, so many songs have really chased the like Stray Kids sound. And obviously only Stray Kids can do that. They create their own music. But there's tons of switch ups. There's so much happening in every Stray Kids song. And it works seamlessly. It's extraordinary. If you don't know, I'm a massive, massive fan. But what's happened in recent years, all these other groups saw them rising to the top. Their writers, producers, their team have been chasing those sounds. And when you have so much in one song, a lot of times it doesn't work. A lot of times the dramatic switch ups aren't needed. The overuse of elements isn't needed and it doesn't work. I think unless you're Stray Kids, who are phenomenal, less is more. Do a good pop song. Just do a good song. You don't need a million switch ups. And here with Deja Vu, T by T got it. They're doing what they do best. The instrumental bridge is so nice. It's just very, very refreshing. It's a really, really pretty song. And it feels like home for them. And I feel like for some of us who were there for their debut, it feels like home for us. There's something about this release that really, really works and was very needed, in my opinion, from T by T. Slow Rabbit is on the credits. He's on a lot of their credits. You know, he did a lot with BTS, but here I could really hear it. I could really hear him on this one. And it kind of harkens back to a BTS sound from like 6 or 7 years ago. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's a beautiful song and it's really well done. So I was pleasantly surprised. That seems to be the theme of the night so far. Pleasantly surprised, different expectations, and then being blown away. I like this song. I really, really, really like this song. This is, for me, leaps and bounds better than what we've heard from T by T in the past couple releases. I wasn't a huge fan of their title tracks. Yeah, Deja Vu, love. Another music video that was very different and refreshing this week. Are we getting more art in K-pop music videos? Are we getting elevated music videos that aren't the same formula now? Because both NCT Dream and T by T gave us, in my opinion, stuff that was really unexpected and beautiful and cool. In the music video for Deja Vu, I really loved the color grading specifically. I think in this music video, color told a story. What an underused element. It's usually an afterthought. Like, okay, we'll do reds and black and white, or we're going to do neon lights. And in this one, there's some pink. I loved the music video for Deja Vu because you had black and white scenes that were gorgeous. You had color coming in and going out specifically, not just for aesthetics, or at least that's how it felt for me watching it. And it was really, really nice. All 5 members, very handsome, very, very handsome. Talking about grown men, these guys look great. A lot of running and crying and angst as the music video builds up. Drama, rama, and I'm here for it. Those kids, like in the masks, running past Yeonjun, creepy, interesting. But I've got to be real. The gasp that I let out in this music video wasn't from that. It was when Hunikai popped up. Oh my God. Someone had a major glow up. He looks so good when he kind of makes that appearance behind Yeonjun in the music video. Just so handsome. The black and white, but also the forehead. Hashtag free the forehead. He looks amazing in this music video. Specific shout out to you, Hunikai. Yes. I also love their styling here. I love the styling. They did a lot of black and white, masculine, very different from like the frilly pastel stuff that we see them in a lot. Yeah, I like this. This works really well for T by T. It's cool, it's mature, it's a grown up vibe and feel from them. And I think it was about time. I'm really happy with the feel of this music video and song. It works really, really well. Here's what I'm not happy with. Okay. I am convinced that V from BTS's old stylist is now in charge of Subin's hair. Hear me out. Here's why. It is nothing but bangs in his eyes all the time. Long bangs, heavy bangs. Enough with the bangs. I want to see Subin's forehead. You all love suffocating Subin's forehead. They live for it. That stylist every day comes to work. She has the easiest job because she doesn't have to think of anything. She's like, I'm just going to make sure his forehead can never breathe. I'm going to keep the bangs as heavy and in his face as possible. Enough. And on top of like having them just be really heavy and like in his face, you all have to chill with the round brush too. You've got him like poofed out like a golden girl. No, I know what you're doing. I see you. I see you. You don't want to let Subin's ridiculous handsomeness shine for the whole world. Enough. It's time. It's time. All of the whole group needs to start showing their foreheads more. They are hiding behind heavy, heavy bangs in T by T. Stop. Enough with the bangs. I've had it. And this has been going on for years. For years. Have we seen Subin's forehead? And that's a question because off the top of my head, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't remember any comeback where we had Subin forehead. It's time. It's time. That's just a nitpicky thing. You all know how much I hate when they hide someone behind bangs for years. So we need to do some restructuring on the big hit styling team and get rid of these stylists who love bangs. I'm sorry, but enough. I've given you enough time with T by T. Every single comeback, poofy, heavy bangs in everyone's eyes, except for Yeonjun. You all let his forehead breathe, but the rest of them never. Enough. I'm over it. I feel like T by T did a lot here, leaps and bounds on this comeback. Now let's just get the styling. Now let's just upgrade the hair. Cause yeah, I'm over it. Moving on, I liked Deja Vu, and here are my album picks from the B-sides. The Killa, I Belong to You, and I'll See You There Tomorrow. Those were my favorite songs off this album. The Killa is a subunit song with Yeonjun and Subin. This is my fave song on the album. I'm just going to disclose it right now. You don't have to wait till my rankings. I loved this song. Their voices complement each other well. And to be honest, the sound of this song is just cool. This is just cool. I love that acoustic guitar, bit of an Afro beat here. The chorus is so smooth and chill. Again, sometimes less is more. Let's let the vocals shine. Let's let some character come through. It's not oversung, it's not overdone. This is just like a smooth, sexy song that I kept going back to. Shout out to Yeonjun, but also Taehyun. They both have writing credits on this one. This is a good song. I love it. I also really like the opener, I'll See You There Tomorrow. When I listened to the album, I thought, is this the single? This could be the single. Great pop song. Not trying to do too much. It's just a good, clean pop song with a really fun beat. There's a nice groove here. It feels like a really good boy band song. And coming from me, who's obsessed with boy bands, that's high praise. Songwriters included Hyuni Kai, Taehyun, and Yeonjun on this one. Great job, guys. I really, really liked this. I like this album. You know, I liked part of their last album. The last album was hard for me because songs like Dreamer and Deep Down and Blue Spring, I loved. But there were songs on that album that I really disliked and should have been left off. With Minisode 3, I feel like T by T is getting back on track and doing what they do best. And to be honest, like, I hate that I even have to say that because I think T by T are very talented. I've been with them since debut, since Crown. And I feel bad for them because I think Big Hit kind of did them dirty. You know, they've been forced to collaborate with Z-listers, and then they started chasing all the Western trends and kind of losing their identity a bit. It feels like they just make T by T do all of this stuff and chasing all of this stuff in a panic, and they haven't let them just breathe and really be them. And with this album, I feel like we kind of got back to that. This felt natural. This just felt like it wasn't trying too hard. And I was dialed in, and it felt like the members were and the creative team was. So whoever worked on this album, kudos to you. I feel like as a fan and as a critic here, someone who just listens and consumes a lot of K-pop, for me, this is T by T getting back on track. Great project. Really, really proud of them and happy to hear this one. It's time for my rankings from T by T's Mini-Sode 3 Tomorrow. These are ranked from least favorite to favorite. Number 7 would be that Morse code. It wasn't really a song, so that's a pretty easy bottom, but I understand it. It's that reference and that sound at the beginning of Crown is what it reminded me of. Number 6 was the Deja Vu remix. Number 5, Miracle. Number 4, Quarter Life. I liked this song, and I have a feeling a lot of MOAs will really vibe with this, and it'll resonate with a lot of T by T fans. Number 3, I'll See You Tomorrow. Great opening track. Number 2, the title track, Deja Vu. And my number 1 song from this T by T release, The Killa, I Belong to You. So sexy and cool. I really liked this comeback from T by T. This was a really solid comeback, different than what I was expecting in the best way possible. So congratulations to T by T. Before I move on, it's time for bias talk. My bias in this group has been the same from day one. Subin is my man in T by T. I absolutely love Subin. I think he's underrated. And maybe it's because his stylist hides him behind 40 pounds of bangs. Enough with the bangs. It's time to change up the haircut. Anyways, my wrecker is Bumgu. Bumgu, I think, is really talented. He brings a different tone to the group that's refreshing. Plus, I love him. He's a handsome, cool guy. So, congratulations, T by T. I liked this release, and I'm excited to see what you do from here. They're getting ready to go on tour. Did any of you get tickets? I did not. I think it's going to be a game time decision for me with T by T, but I've never seen them, so I feel like I should. We shall see. I'll keep you posted. It's time to move on. I've been dying to talk about this one. It's Lucas. If you don't know who Lucas is, I definitely don't believe you. But for anyone who may not know, Lucas debuted in 2018 as part of NCT. He went on to join Wavy and Super M, a giant in the world of NCT and SM. Lucas has been away from the spotlight for years. There was controversy. I'm not going to get into it. This is about the music. You all know my feelings on Lucas if you've watched the podcast and listened. To be clear, I'm supporting him and open-minded for this comeback. Solo debut. It's titled Renegade. It's a single, but he gave us 3 songs. So the single is called Renegade. The title track is Renegade. Okay, the kids chanting, I think that's kids or maybe a female voice at the beginning with this like chant. It kind of feels like taunting. Nice hip hop beat. Lucas can rap. I think he really holds his own in the first verse. The chorus in this stays more grounded than I was expecting, but I really like the second half of the chorus where there's more vocals. And to be honest, I like the vocal parts of this song the most. It kind of feels like a step up a little bit. I think the moments where he sings are the most effective in Renegade. That high note in the second verse. I hear you, Lucas. Go off. Yes. I loved that. I wanted more of those moments. But I thought the bridge was great with that like kind of heavy synth. And then the ending of the lyrics, seeing their faces, I know they're about to lie. A lot of the lyrics address what Lucas has gone through. I think he could have gone even harder and more specific, but kudos to him and his team for not running from it. I totally see the vision of what they were trying to do with this song and music video. Love the instrumental dance break. That's obviously very effective for the visuals. And I think it's smart. I think this song was smart. Maybe it could have been better executed, but it's not a bad song. And I love that he's addressing things, addressing what happened. Embrace it, confront the haters, celebrate where you are. I'm totally here for it. I would have gone way harder. But obviously, I understand why he couldn't. So it's a good song. Renegade's a good song. It's not, I don't think it's a game changer, but I don't think this is a bad start to Lucas's solo career. Let's talk about the music video. Okay, they gave us two separate music videos. So the main music video, Lucas is at a press conference. Lucas is addressing the questions and kind of talking that talk to, the reporters and to the media. You do get a dance break and seeing him kind of step out as this solo star. And then the second music video, you're seeing him, in my opinion, music video B was better because you're seeing him more in his element. When I look at Lucas, I don't picture Lucas just sitting and kind of talking and acting and doing this. He's a dancer, he's a performer, and he's used his body the most as a dancer since he debuted. You know what I mean? Like Lucas in NCT, I never thought of him as like the main vocalist or something, but he's a dancer and he's going to go center and be really dynamic. I think the choreography, just doing an all choreo version B, where he's outside, on the tarmac with the dancers, I thought that was more effective. And I think it showed him in a better light of what he can do and where his talents lie. Then at the end, he walks in, adjusts his tie, like he's ready to give the press conference. He's ready to face the public again. Really smart. I like the concept of this. I just would have melded the two together. Instead of having A and B, just have it be one music video. You can do shots of the choreography and then do shots of him at a press conference. I didn't think it was necessary to have two music videos, but I will say I think he looks great. The longer hair suits Lucas. He looks very handsome. Styling worked. These music videos are good and the song is good. It's all good, not great, but good. And I see the vision. I hear the vision. This is one where I wish I was in the room. I would have had the song go a lot harder and the music videos I would have melded together. Just nitpicky, but this is a good release. And I'm proud of Lucas. It's not easy to go through what he went through, to still get nonstop hate, horrific comments 24/7. It's not easy. And I think the average person couldn't handle it. To go through all of that for years and then come back and put yourself in the limelight and the spotlight again, knowing you're still going to get some of that negativity, I think it's really brave. I don't know if I would have had the courage to do that. I would have just maybe been a recluse the rest of my life because it's so hurtful, everything he went through. So I'm super, 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 super proud of you, Lucas. Welcome back. Welcome back into the arena you belong in. That's a bold move just to step back in. And I'm happy that Lucas is back. And I'm rooting for you. And I hope fans, I think based on what I've seen, Lucas's fans are very excited and embracing this. So focus on that. And I don't think the hate will ever die down. That's the way the world works with social media. People will always hide behind pictures of idols while they send other idols messages with death threats and telling them to unalive themselves. That's our world, unfortunately. And that's part of being a public person. So I don't think Lucas will ever get away from that and away from the really hateful stuff. I hope on the other side that his fans continue to embrace him and that he can look to that light and live in that light a lot more than all this other stuff. And if you don't like it, you don't have to. If you don't support him, you don't have to. But I would implore everyone listening and watching, if that is where you stand with Lucas, then why are you wasting your time spreading hate and negativity under every post about him? If it's not your thing, it's not your thing. Move on. There's so much content and there's so many people you can love. Everything's not for everyone, but I think it's time to let go of the hatred and negativity around Lucas and let him be a solo act that's moving forward. I want to talk about the other songs. He did give us 2 other songs. Okay, Dip It Low, to me, felt the most natural for Lucas. This just fits him so well. It's a club banger. The beat is so fun. I was dancing immediately. I was like, yes, I am here for this. It suits Lucas really well, and it's a really strong B-side. They could have done like filler songs. They didn't. They really surprised me. That's the theme of this week's episode. They surprised me with this one because they gave us 2 other songs that were really full for B-sides on a single album. And I thought Dip It Low was great. Absolutely great. You could have easily made this the single and it would have worked. But Crushing on You is the biggest surprise. The vocals. When that song started, I was like, wait. Who's singing? That's Lucas? Oh my God. Like, sing Lucas. He sounds great. He sounds so good on this. I want to hear more singing. I know in boy bands he was relegated as a rapper, and he can do that fine. But Lucas can actually sing. Let's really rebrand here and sing, because on Crushing on You, he showcases that, and it was fantastic. It's also just like a great summer song. I love the vibe. I love the feel. NCT Dream, Lucas, they're giving us some early summer songs, and I'm not mad at it. It's time to get into it. It's April already. Can you believe that? I'm here for this. And I think Lucas can sing. Lucas can sing. Let's let him sing. Let's let him spread his wings even more. I applaud Lucas and the team because I don't think this was safe. They didn't play it safe. I wish they would have just gone there more, directly address everything and the haters. But I love that they didn't ignore it. And with Renegade, he comes out and talks about all of it. Lyrically, he's addressing everything. And that kind of ego and bravado, I congratulate him on that. I'm here for it. I just selfishly wanted it to go harder. I would have gone scorched effing earth if I was Lucas. It would have been nasty. It would have been Nas's ether if I went through what he went through. That's just me. That's just my personality. That's just me. That's just my charming personality over here. If I was releasing a rap track after this huge scandal and not being able to be in the public eye for years, it's going to be specific and it's going to be brutal. But I understand that that's not something that K-pop artists can do. I completely get it. So kudos to Lucas. Kudos to his team. Congratulations. Welcome back. I'm excited to see what else you do. I'll be here reviewing it. I am here for this. So if you're not a Lucas stan, whatever. You don't have to be. And if you are a Lucas stan, I'm with you. I'm rooting for him. And I thought this was actually a really good debut. My notes on the whole thing are go harder and sing. Lucas, you can sing. I want to hear more of that beautiful voice. Congratulations. Well done. It's time for K-pop news. Here's what's happening since I spoke to you last in the world of K-pop. Sad news for Karina. Karina from aespa and her actor boyfriend have already broken up. I was so excited for them. I made like a little minute-long fan video to Kylie Minogue's Love at First Sight. I love Kylie Minogue and I love that song. It was like a little fun thing I did that's on my YouTube page. It got like so many views. It was probably my most popular video ever. A lot of us were rooting for Karina and her boyfriend. Unfortunately, they're done. And I'm sure the public scrutiny, I'm sure her fans in quotations, sending trucks to the company and removing their fan sites and doing everything else didn't help that relationship. So congratulations to hateful fans. You won. Way to ruin love. Another interesting tidbit about Karina this week, and I doubt it's related, but in my brain, I wish it was. Minhyuk, my guy from Monsta X, a picture got released of him standing by his military locker, and Eagle Eye fans realized what one of the pictures in his locker was, and it was a picture of Karina from aespa. So in my brain, I'm like, it's because they're in love and they're dating. I don't think that's it. I think Minyak's a fan like me, but interesting. Okay. Let's talk about comebacks. Doyoung from NCT, his solo debut is coming April 22nd. Oh my God, I can't wait for this. I cannot wait for this. One of my favorite voices, such a slept on talent, but I don't think he's slept on anymore. His Dolce Gabbana ads have been killing it. This is very, very exciting news. April 22nd. IVE has a comeback on April 29th. I believe it's a full album, so I'm really interested to hear what they do. 17 is releasing a best of album on April 29th. Zero Base One have a May comeback scheduled. I love Zero Base One's music. There's so many good boy groups that debuted last year, and I'm definitely a Rise girl. But Zero Base One, their music has been phenomenal. So I'm really looking forward to that. Kepler is working on a comeback. And in really great news, they're talking about an extension. They're one of these groups that was put together on a reality show that has a short contract. And usually these groups the contract ends and they break up. And I've been like begging them to keep Kepler together. And today the news came out that talks are going well. So, fingers crossed. G-Dragon is working on a comeback that will be out the second half of 2024. That's exciting. It's been a minute, G-Dragon. That's highly, highly anticipated. Onu from SHINee has signed with a new agency. Congratulations to him. Back to some dating gossip. Jihyo from Twice was rumored to be dating Olympic gold medalist Young Sun Bin. If you don't know who he is, watch Physical 100. I'm obsessed. Is anyone watching Physical 100? I'm like obsessed with this show, you guys. Season 2 just ended. He was on season 1 and he was like the superstar. Everyone was obsessed with him. I think he did skeleton. It's like the luge, but they go head first. I believe that was his sport. Anyways, rumors have come out that him and the leader of Twice may be an item. That would be adorable. I hope that's true. But also watch Physical 100. My toxic trait is every time I watch it, I think about like, oh, I could do that. I bet I'd be good at this. And there's no way. I'd be out in the first round. Like the first round of season 2, they do a treadmill thing. No. I don't think I'd be good at that. But it's a great show. Anyways, I could talk about Physical 100. I'll do a whole episode just talking about Physical 100. Obsessed. Hybe made a new deal with Universal. They've already had kind of stuff going on with Universal, but they inked a new deal, I believe it was last week, that gives Universal exclusive distribution rights to Hybe artists' music for the next 10 years. Hybe will work with Universal promoting their artists under the oversight of everyone's favorite Scooter Braun. Just to add a little bit to this, if you don't know who the head of Universal is, I believe his name's Lucian Grange. He was just named in one of the Diddy lawsuits as a defendant. So first he got Scooter Braun working with the Hybe artist, and now they're really tied to Universal for a very long time, and that's who that guy is. Just a little tidbit I find interesting. I know there's a lot of like Hybe stans that just stand by whatever Hybe does no matter what. But I think there's also a lot of fans like me who got into K-pop behind a Hybe artist who still like the music of a lot of these guys and girls and feel very, very disappointed. Very, very disappointed in the business moves that Hybe's made. It frustrates me to no end because Hybe really had the opportunity to change the game. And instead, they handed it to the very people who make the music industry terrible. It's just very disappointing because K-pop 5 years ago and what BTS were doing, they really, really had the chance to change the industry. But instead, here we are. That's all I have for you because there's tons of news that happened in the past couple weeks, but that's kind of timely and interesting stuff for this week. A lot of comebacks to look forward to. I might hate the label, but I'll never hate the artists. I'm excited about everything that I reviewed tonight, including T by T. Congratulations to them. That was a good comeback. Really, everything tonight was interesting and different. So it was a refreshing week for K-pop and on the podcast. I will be back next week to talk about some of these hype guys. Speaking of BTS, I'm going to talk about V and J-Hope and what they've done recently as solo artists. I also want to talk about IM from Monsta X. He released something. It's kind of a solo week next week. So I'm excited to talk about those releases, maybe some other stuff. We'll see. Thank you for joining me. It feels great to be back. I've missed you all, and I'm happy to be back talking about music. The music industry may not be something I'm passionately in love with, but I will always love music and I will always love K-pop. So I'm happy to be here. I hope you're all doing well. I hope life is going well and things are okay and you're happy and healthy and safe. And if you aren't, I hope that tomorrow things get better. Life is hard. Life is hard. Every day that we all get through and we're still here, that's a blessing. And I, for one, am happy to be here. So, sending everyone lots of love, lots of hugs. It's good to be back. And I will be here next week, same time. New episodes come out at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday mornings. Until then, bye. Mwah.